You ever notice how the internet loves the newest thing? New ammo, new buzzwords, new miracle claims. But Alaska does not care about hype. Out there, one wrong assumption turns into a real problem. Fast. You're knee-deep in the backcountry. Wind cutting through you. Everything quiet. And then you remember something. In bear country, you don't get unlimited chances. Your rifle is not a flex. It's not a fashion statement. It's your life insurance. So today we're skipping the trendy talk. We're breaking down 6 proven calibers Alaskans actually trust. The kind that balance real power with real-world practicality. Stick with me through all 6, because by the end of this video, you might change what you carry in the North. All right, let's start with the do-it-all king up north, the .338 Winchester Magnum. Talk to any hard-used guide from Kodiak to the Brooks Range, and this is the one they'll bring up for just about everything the wilderness can throw at you. It's like that dependable pickup. Runs smooth on the highway, then crawls through mud without complaining. Most folks run it with 200 to 250 grain bullets, but you've got a ton of flexibility. You can step down to fast 185 grain loads for longer shots on caribou, or step up into 300 grain hammers. And with the right bullet, it'll drive deep through thick hide and heavy bone on big coastal bears. That versatility is worth its weight in gold. Imagine you're working a windswept ridge after sheep. Go lighter, flatter trajectory, confidence on shots out around 400 yards. But if a grizzly shows up close and wants to be part of the story, you go heavy, bonded bullets, deep penetration, the kind that shuts the situation down fast. No drama. Yeah, it's a Magnum, so it's got some attitude on the shoulder, but it's not the kind of recoil that turns you into a blinking mess like the big African bruisers. You can still practice with it. You can actually build real muscle memory. For the moment your heart rate spikes and your hands don't feel like your hands. Winchester absolutely nailed the pairing with the Winchester Model 70 Alaskan. Together, that combo has written a lot of stories in the snow. I've heard plenty of accounts like this. A hunter anchors a bull moose way out across a valley. Then, without changing guns, that same rifle becomes bear insurance. If you want one do-everything rifle for the North, this caliber is a smart starting point. It blends speed, impact, and shootability, and it doesn't care what the latest trend is. And listen, don't ignore recoil management. Throw on a good muzzle brake or a quality pad, and you're in a great place. Compared to lighter .30 caliber rounds, it hits with more authority without turning you into a flinch factory. In bear country, where you may only get one clean chance, that confidence is priceless. Now let's shift into the wide-open tundra specialist, the .300 Winchester Magnum. This one was built for those big, open spaces, wind ripping across the flats, shots stretching farther than you want to admit on camera. If your hunt includes glassing across valleys and dialing in past 300 yards, this is a serious precision and power combo. Most hunters run 150 to 180 grain bullets, but with the right setup, it'll handle 200 grain and up just fine. Here's the magic. It shoots flat, stays supersonic way out there. Meanwhile, smaller rounds start arcing like a rainbow. Picture a caribou herd on the far side of a glacier-fed river. You've got solid glass. You've got a good match-style bullet. You can place a shot clean and ethical without living in guess the holdover land. But it's not a one-trick cartridge. If a grizzly wanders out while you're set up for distance, you're not helpless. This round has enough punch to stop trouble without you needing to swap rifles. Recoil is snappy, but it's still manageable compared to the heavy hitters. You can spend a long day training with it and still be drilling tight groups when the light starts fading. A lot of Alaskans like it as the "if I could only pick one" option, because it connects long-range capability with real close-range authority. Think about the real-world stuff. You're hiking miles with a scoped bolt gun, then boom, a moose stands broadside out at 400 yards. The .300 lets you hit with authority, and it saves you energy for the pack out. Or worst case, a bear closes the gap and you're looking at 50 yards. That energy on target can buy you time. It came from military roots and grew into a civilian powerhouse. It beats older .30 caliber rounds in velocity, without the punishment of the true big bores. If versatility is your thing, grab quality premium loads and put real time in at the range. You'll understand why it owns the wide open wild. Now we're going to the classic, the timeless workhorse that's been stacking results for more than 100 years, the 30-06 Springfield. This isn't some new cartridge chasing clicks. This is the heartbeat of American hunting, and it's still putting meat on the ground from the Kenai Peninsula all the way to the Arctic Circle. If the Magnums are muscle cars, the 06 is your trusty Jeep, reliable, flexible, ready for whatever. You can load it light with 110-grain varmint loads for flatter shooting on deer or caribou. Or you can live in the middle, 150, 165, all around duty. Then you step up, 180, even 220-grain heavies. And suddenly you're punching tickets on moose, elk, and bears with Magnum-like effectiveness. It doesn't hit with the raw slam of the 338, but that's the secret sauce. Control. When your pulse is hammering, your gloves are soaked, and visibility is garbage. Shot placement beats brute force every time. I've talked with plenty of old-timers who trust the 06 because it's forgiving. Recoil is manageable, so under stress, you tend to shoot straighter. And then there's availability. You walk into some tiny hardware store along the Yukon, and there it is. 06 ammo on the shelf. No panic search for weird exotic loads. Picture it. You're moving through northern timber. A black bear steps out at around 150 yards. Quick shoulder, smooth press, a 180-grain soft point through the vitals. Bear down, or you're climbing for sheep. Lighter loads keep you accurate without wearing you out. This cartridge built empires in war and proved itself again in the wilderness. And it keeps delivering for one reason: it works. If you're new to big game, or you want a caliber that grows with you, the 30-06 brings depth without drama. Master it, and you won't regret it. All right, let's keep moving. Now we're talking about an icon, a cartridge that's been handling dangerous game for over a century, the 375 Holland & Holland Magnum. This isn't a social media trend round. This is a battle-hardened veteran, born in London back when safaris were the real deal. Up north, Alaskans respect it like their favorite parka, because when conditions get ugly, it still functions. Bullet weights generally run 235 to 300 grains, but the pros up there tend to lean into 300 grain solids or bonded soft points. Because when a big brown bear is coming hard, you want penetration through thick hide and heavy bone. Picture pushing through dense alder, your heart's thumping, and a 1,000-pound animal explodes out of the brush. This round doesn't poke, it drives deep. It disrupts vital areas with serious authority. And it's not just a close-range hammer. With practice, it'll reach past 300 yards, flatter than people expect. That makes it deadly on moose across a river or sheep up on a ridgeline. So what makes it special? Versatility without compromise. It's basically a global standard for dangerous game, from African elephant hunts to Alaskan grizzlies. It earned its reputation on real charge stops that could have ended very differently. Recoil is real, expect a firm shove. But in a properly built bolt gun like a Ruger or a Winchester, it's controllable. I've talked to guides who carry it day in and day out. They describe it like this: it's a sledgehammer that can still behave like a scalpel. Load quality ammo from Norma or Federal, and you've got coverage from brush fights to long valley shots. Compared to the 338, it offers similar flexibility, but the 375 gives you more diameter, bigger wound channels, more margin on massive animals, and in freezing slop, it still chambers reliably. No weird hangups. If you're gearing up for coastal bears, where size is the whole game, this cartridge's history is basically whispering, trust me, just remember, have open sights as a backup, because scopes can fog up quick in that wet, cold humidity. All said and done, it's a cartridge that doesn't care about modern upgrades. Why fix what isn't broken? Now let's hit an underrated lever gun legend, the 348 Winchester. This is a powerhouse out of the 1930s that carved out a real lane in Alaska big game circles. It was built around the Winchester Model 71. Slick lever action, fast handling. It blends speed with weight for woods where you don't see far and the stakes are high. Most loads sit around 200 to 250 grains. Factory velocities tend to run about 2,350 to 2,500 feet per second. That's plenty to flatten black bears or moose without stepping into the heavier, slower stuff. Alaskans like it for guide work, open sights, quick pointability, and that solid thumb. It's a classic guide gun style setup. Pros deep penetration through dense muscle, and because it's rimmed, it feeds smooth and lever actions. It also reaches farther than the 45-70. Think 200 to 250 yards comfortably. That lets you tag caribou near timberlines. Recoil can be spicy, especially in lighter carbines, but a good stock setup can tame it for all-day carry. Cons. Some old hands will tell you this. A 250 grain top end might feel light for the absolute monster coastal brown bears. It penetrates, but it might not always anchor instantly like the heavier hitters. Still, with modern loads from Hornady or Barnes, it does really well on big interior game and interior grizzlies. Imagine hiking ridges. A bear appears at about 150 yards. That flat-ish trajectory and solid energy dump make clean kills very doable. Compared to the 375 Magnum class, it's humbler, more affordable. No belt, no extra fuss, but it still punches above its weight in close brush situations. Ammo availability can be spotty outside specialty shops, so if you run it, stock up when you find it. If you love vintage style with real bite, go find a Model 71. It'll get attention at the campfire and still keep you covered when things get serious. This caliber proves something. Old school still works when the trends die off. And we're closing with the original lever gun king, the 45-70 Government, still going strong in the 21st century. This cartridge existed before most homes even had electricity, and yet Alaskans still choose it for thick timber and surprise encounters. Bears can pop out fast out there, and this is the ultimate oh crap round when it's riding in a lever action. Fast cycling, simple manual of arms, modern plus P loads in rifles rated for them can push bullets from 250 up to 500 grain and beyond. But most bush pros lean toward 325 to 405 grain hard cast loads or bonded slugs because the impact feels like a freight train. Practical range is often around 150 to 200 yards. Perfect for brush country. That's where you measure distance in feet, not fields. Picture rounding a bend on a salmon stream. A bear is at 20 yards and coming hard. You run that Marlin or Henry, and that big 45 caliber hit can shut the situation down fast. No fancy ballistics talk, just heavy proven performance that stops a serious threat quickly. Recoil. Yeah, it's like getting hugged by a bear. Pun fully intended, but the speed of follow-up shots and the nature of a lever gun help balance that out. Guides love it for defense, not for glamour hunting. It's worth its weight in gold when you're moving clients through grizzly country. Compared to the 30-06, this is more brute force, less reach, but in the thick stuff, it's hard to beat, and availability is strong. Even remote outposts tend to have it. I've heard stories of old-timers dropping moose at 100 yards with scoped lever setups, but the soul of this cartridge is close-range chaos. Run buffalo boar or Garrett for maximum thump in the right rifle, and get reps shouldering smooth and fast. In a place where weather can turn rifles into icicles, simplicity matters. No finicky Magnum behavior here. If your hunts live along the tree line, grab a 45-70. It feels like carrying living history, and it still bites back hard. Wrapping it up, we just walked through 6 calibers that Alaskans trust with their lives. Real performers, not hype-driven, hard-earned reliability. From Magnum reach to lever gun grit, these are legit bear country choices. Did I miss one you swear by? What's your must-have cartridge when the stakes are high? Drop it in the comments. If this poked your gear junkie side, hit like, subscribe to the Armory, and let's keep the conversation rolling. Stay frosty and shoot true out there.